So Ethan, like before we get into Tuesday, because Tuesday is a big night for the brand, the debut
Huge.
episode on the CW, and just talk about your time now with NXT and kind of, I'm not going to say proving people wrong because I think everybody knew how talented you were, but showing everybody how damn good you are and being your NXT champion.
Yeah, honestly, I think it was just proving myself right. I mean, Tommy's known me since I was, I don't know, 19 years old. I've always had, some might say arrogance. I prefer ego, but it's just knowing what I always had to bring to the table. And I'm very happy that I'm able to actually serve that to people now.
Student of the game. I remember I slept at his parents' house and had like wrestling books, running a show. I did not realize how young you were. But here's my question for you: maturity. In this
Yeah.
run of NXT, man, you have matured next level. And I have worked with you in TNA. I have seen you progress throughout your career. How did this maturity level? You always had confidence, but how did this come about? Even like I listened to your interviews, and I'm like, I don't know if he would have said that a while ago. Um, Talk to me.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think it's just time under pressure. To me, it's the amount of years I've put in, and the older I get, I know I have less and less time physically to be able to offer the wrestling business. So I knew that it was like a now or never thing, and I stopped looking at other factors as reasons why I wasn't getting what I wanted, and I kind of just had to look at the man in the mirror, I guess, and just work on that.
I love that.
Now that you have what you wanted, now that you
Yes.
earn, because you talk about earning opportunities and working for
Hmm.
those opportunities. What makes you different from absolutely any other NXT champion? And what makes you think that you're gonna retain that title next Tuesday?
I mean, I'm Ethan Page. No one else can walk in a room and people will be like, oh, there's another one of those because no one else is like me. And I think that also came with maturity too, was just being proud of being me and bringing to the table what I specifically know that I am talented at and only focusing on that instead of trying to check boxes off that other people might be checking off in their careers.
Mhm.
I realize I bring something unique that only Ethan Page or All Ego can bring to the table. So that's what I want to be delivering on a weekly basis. And that definitely makes me different than everybody else because there's never been an All Ego Ethan Page before.
You know, Ethan, how does it feel for you that NXT and everybody involved in the WWE, Shawn Michaels says, hey, this is the guy that we want representing our brand when we move to a new network? Like you said, that's a big jump.
Mhm.
And this is a big match. And you could say all you want about what's going on inside the ring, but outside the ring, this is a big night for the WWE and for NXT. But how does it feel for you personally with all the hard work, as Thunder was saying, that you've gone through and that you've done, that the people in charge trust you enough to be the face of this brand?
I mean, I can look at it two different ways. You got the personal side where that's where my emotions are. So I'm just very proud and validated because I knew that I was the right guy for this position and the timing was just perfect for this. And then you have professionally where the validity of it is kind of thrown out the window and there's no emotion attached to it because this is exactly what you would want. You would want someone with 17, 18 years experience with the natural instincts to deliver on such a huge like momentum building night. Like this is going to be history will be made on October 1st. So why would you not want someone with 17, 18 years experience to carry the company on their back when they need it the most?
I was listening to one of your interviews, and you get the call to come to WWE, which what an amazing, feeling for you. Then of course you call your wife, tell her all that stuff. Timing. You said it. Timing is right. If you think about it, when you came on the scene, like you won that title really, really quick.
Yeah.
Um, And I was just like thinking back, like, wow, that's such a big deal. But then, just like you said, you had your own self-evaluation. You really have stepped up and proven to the world why you are the champion. Like Dave said, you got the look. I always knew you could talk. I always knew you could work. You have all those intangibles that make you the guy. Moving forward, Trick Williams. He's been in there. He's got all those things too. What's going to set you apart when you guys face? Because, I mean, it's a massive massive deal on a brand new broadcast television. CW is making a lot of moves to be, we are the network to watch. And you carrying that torch right now. So
I want to continue to carry the torch. I mean, there's a big difference between me and Trick. I know we have a lot of similarities, both size-wise. He might have me edged out athletically. We're both very charismatic people, both very proud to be here in WWE NXT. We both want to represent the company in our own, I guess, specific vision. But he's only been in wrestling for 3 years. He didn't grow up obsessed with this. He didn't grow up hungry to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. I don't want to say he was hand selected because he has talent and he had to be a cut above the rest to be in the position that he's in. But he's in that position 3 years into his career. I'm 17 years into my career. I am much hungrier than Trick Williams. I have a lot more to prove to myself than Trick Williams. And my dreams and aspirations are bigger than Trick Williams. So October 1st to me is huge.
Do you get a imposter syndrome after, working on this and then finally you got it and then you are the face of NXT? Have you felt that?
Honestly, at the beginning, yes. Just because to me, WWE was always the end goal. I mean, there's been countless interviews when I was a lot younger saying like, oh, by the time I'm 25, I'll be in the WWE. I just turned 35 like 5 days ago. So like this is something that I've been trying to accomplish my entire life.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that at the beginning, especially when, you turn left and your boss is Shawn Michaels. And then you turn right and you've got coaches like Terry Taylor, Matt Bloom, and Fit Finley giving you advice. Yeah, I had a little bit of imposter syndrome. And then I started to get settled and get back to who I have always been in my career, which is very confident, sure of myself, and knowing, like I said, what I bring to the table. And that imposter syndrome has definitely left. And this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I feel very, very, very comfortable, especially holding this championship.
Ethan, I was talking to my good friend Sam Roberts a couple of days ago. Sam Roberts here from SiriusXM. And we're talking about that, that meme, the Spider-Man meme with, you and Cody and Sean Spears. And, talk about that moment where, hey, a foundation of one company is now a part of the WWE and help growing the WWE to a point where the WWE is having maybe financially the best time ever in this company's history.
I will say I was happy to run into Cody Rhodes. That's what you're going to get out of me.
All right. Fair enough. Looking to Tuesday, but you know what though? I mean, think about it. Like pro wrestling is about stories. But then you're looking at the WWE right now, as Tommy was explaining, the real life stories of coming in here and living your dream. You can be successful someplace else, but judging from what you're saying, that is always kind of the dream in the back of your mind to have that moment, to hold WWE Championship gold, right? I mean, when you get in the business to kind of have those memories and those moments, right?
For sure. I mean, this is not the only thing I want to accomplish in wrestling, but just to kind of give you where my brain goes, I'm still ultimately a fan of this. I've loved it since I was young. The names that have held this championship have gone on to main event WrestleMania, to win Royal Rumbles, to create history within WWE. I mean, I think there's like a stat, the last WrestleMania, 90% of the talent came from NXT. So to be the face of this brand, to carry this championship, there's a lineage, there's history, there's a lot of sweat and blood that went into building this. And I'm happy that I get to put one of my bricks in the wall. And then hopefully the goal is to move on and win championships like the Intercontinental title, the U.S. title, the World Heavyweight Championship, and those titles that I've been watching since growing up in wrestling as a fan, to hold a championship that some of my favorites, like The Rock or the Macho Man Randy Savage or Razor Ramon held. That is what I want to bring to the table, is to add my name to the history books of the biggest and best ever.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. The Rock was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm so weird.
Yeah.
Why do I remember things? I thought this Tuesday was important for you and CM Punk. You have this backstage, Dave talked about, the one with you, Cody, all them, but you and Punk, I loved how you held your own, because I know what a great talk you are, as well as Punk. Punk is a key factor in a lot of this moving forward, but you were also like, you've had a similar, I know where you're from. You've done a lot of same things, again, without having to take digs at, places that you used to work together. But the CM Punk factor in this match, but also for you, because Punk came with a lot of, I don't want to say baggage, but Punk, there was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of doubt, and you both have risen. So, like, what are your feelings about Punk / and then also Punk being in your corner? In the match.
Honestly, for me, CM Punk brings so much to the table. Where I was and where I am, I've seen both sides of it. And I can't argue the fact that, I mean, the guy moves numbers. That people care what he has to say. People care what he's doing, where he's at. And the fact that he's where I'm at, and we're going to be in his hometown in Chicago, first episode, big arena, place is going to be packed. It's massive. I don't take for granted. Like, I know you were saying when we were going back and forth, I'm happy that I got to hold my own. It doesn't discredit my respect for who he is. I understand that it's very big that he has been involved in this episode, this match, and the night that we make history, October 1st. So it's very big, very, very, very big.
One other thing I just want to add, you have a beyond underrated super kick.
I do?
Yeah, you have a great super kick. I've seen you pull it out.
That. Yeah.
You may have shot one on me in Philly once, just because it was like, what do we do? Whap. All right, let's settle it down.
That actually sounds about right.
So
thank you.
If you do it, why don't you just gyrate to Shawn Michaels to get some extra heat in Chicago? Just saying.
Yeah, listen, so many people throw a super kick. I try and avoid it just so I can offer a different meal than everyone else is serving. But it doesn't mean I don't do it well. So I appreciate you giving me credit for that.
You got it.
Ethan, our very own Thunder Rosa is going to be making the trek to Lafayette, New Jersey to go to Pandora's Box in November. I know that's a place that you walked into as well. She actually got VIP access, went into the basement. Of Pandora's Box, so she got VIP. How is that going for you? How's that retro toy collection going for you?
Ooh, that's you want to talk about hard-hitting questions. That's probably the hardest question you could ask me, if I'm being honest, because the move from Michigan to Orlando changed our living space a little bit, and I had to downsize the collection greatly. Yeah, so that was a very sad decision, and just know, everyone, that I have made some very tough sacrifices for the wrestling business, and that was one of them. So it's not the collection's not going the best, but I am jealous that Thunder got to go in the basement of Pandora's Box, because I thought that was like a very special thing that I had earned.
Dave,
being a big toy collector. Yeah, clearly.
He hooked me up, and I got like free stuff, and I got a signing on November 10th. But no, I was going to say, now that you talk about downsizing, and I know how important, as a family man, you are one of the most respectful family men in this business that I know. You respect your wife and your kids.
Of course.
How important is the role of your wife in supporting you, taking on this big move on everything?
Oh, I mean, it's the biggest, because she's the person that's had to hear me say for the last 10 plus years, I'm going to WWE. I'm going to WWE. I'm going to WWE. Then we land a job in a different company that changes our lives. We get green cards. We're very grateful for that. Financially, it was fantastic for our family. We buy our dream home in Michigan. Everything is very good. Kids are happy. My daughter's in school.
I love
And
your daughter.
then here I am selfishly unsatisfied with where my career is. And thank goodness my wife was passionate enough, loving enough, understanding enough, and resilient enough to allow us to sell our dream home and uproot everything that we started growing roots in, and move
Awesome.
us to Orlando to essentially start over. And we don't have any like family or friends here, so it's just me and my wife holding it down with our 2 kids. And it's been an adjustment, but without her, I don't know if I'd be able to pull this off.
Shout out to your wife. I love her. Your kids have amazing. You have an excellent family. You know, she's a Hispanic lady, so she holds the damn house down. And it's just, I have a lot of respect for you, Ethan, as a person. Ego, you know, I always say that, and I give you shit online. You're a piece of crap sometimes, but as a person, to your friends, to your family, you are the example of not, you know, never doubting yourself, especially knowing your worth and knowing what you want to do and where you're going. I will say that, and as a friend, I am really happy for your success.
Thank you, Thunder.
And
Thank you
goals,
so much.
make enough money to go buy that house back. Or
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that is a goal for sure. It's to make sure that we can set ourselves up in a place that we want to be. That'd be
Absolutely.
awesome. Yeah.